Hi, my name is Sparrow. I'm 11 years old, and my favorite experience on a Disney cruise was the pin trading event.
Hi, I'm Stitch. I'm 8 years old, and my favorite experience on the Disney cruise was meeting Spider-Man.
And I'm Tony, their Disney dad. And my favorite experience on the Disney cruise was the food. Welcome to Disney Discussions.
Aloha!
Welcome to episode 37 of Disney Discussions. Disney Discussions is a family-friendly podcast where me, Tony the Disney Dad, and my two boys,
Sparrow, Stitch,
discuss all things Disney. This week is a special episode where all we're going to discuss is our Disney Cruise.
Or DCL for short.
DCL, that's
Disney
right.
Cruise Line.
All right, we've been away for a little while, so thanks for hanging in there, listening. We appreciate it, but we went on our Disney cruise, so we were away for a little while.
How can you hang on to a podcast?
Your phone. You hold on to your phone really tight, hoping that a new podcast would come out, but it doesn't come out, and you wonder why? Why? And it's because I was traveling for work, and we were on a Disney cruise. Yeah. But now we are here. I can't promise I can't promise that we will record every week, but I think after the holidays, starting in January, we're going to make a concerted effort to record every single week. But we got some cool ideas for episodes coming up. Stuff about Tower of Terror. Stuff about 2018 and the year of Disney and what's coming up in 2019. So some cool stuff. So be sure to stay tuned. Catch all of that on our website, www.disneydiscussions.com. That's right.
I know how it has been leaked out to some people that we were going to record a podcast every night on the cruise. Well, it got really late because we stayed in dinner for a little while, so we couldn't do it. So now we're just having this podcast, all of it, into one episode.
Right. We were so busy on the cruise that we didn't get to record every night. So,
but that was okay.
That was okay with us. Okay. We're going to do a recap right now. All right. So first, I'm going to go into stuff before we actually go on the Disney cruise, how we booked it, some information that people need to know.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of information.
This is specific to our cruise. So we left out of New York on November 10th, returned to New York on the 17th. So it was a 7-day cruise. We went to
their private island, Castaway Cay, and then we went to Port Canaveral in Florida.
So we had 2 days at sea, Castaway Cay, Port Canaveral in Florida, 2 days at sea, and then back Saturday morning. Yeah. It was a big
letdown when our vacation was over.
Yes, but we'll get that at the end. You're right, it's very sad to get off that ship. Just like leaving Disney World, it's very sad, right?
Except leaving this is more sad.
Yeah.
Jinx!
This was a Christmas cruise.
Yes.
So we went on it, and everything was decorated.
So it
was a very merry time cruise.
We missed the tree lighting.
We'll get into that.
Okay.
So we booked our cruise. We had a group of 10 of us.
Yeah.
We had Nanny and Poppy with us. We had our aunt and uncle and 2 cousins, along with the 4 of us. We had 10 people. We booked our cruise in June or July. Yeah. So it's kind of late. Usually people book their cruise a year and a half in advance. We booked it through Costco because we got around $400 of Costco gift cards per room that we booked. So you may want to look into the deals. I know sometimes if you book with travel agents, you get onboard credit on the ship. So just take a look at that.
Yeah.
There are 4 different ships on the Disney Cruise Line. We were on the
Magic, but there's also the Dream, the Wonder, and the Fantasy.
That's right. Magic and the Wonder are the 2 smaller ships. They're their first ships. They hold, or what was it, 2,500 people?
Yeah,
plus 1,000 crew members.
Yeah.
The Dream and the Fantasy are the bigger ships. If you remember, earlier this year, we talked to Kirk and his children. They went on the Fantasy out of Florida, so you can listen back to that episode.
The Fantasy, you gotta swim with dolphins and...
Well, that was the excursion.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the boat. But yeah, that's a bigger ship, so there's more people. Disney Cruise...
Can't forget that Pluto kissed the dolphin. Ugh.
Yeah. Our friend Pluto, not the character Pluto.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just making sure our listeners know.
Yeah.
They are building 3 new ships over the next couple of years, so they are expanding.
Called?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Star Wars, Marvel.
No.
No, because there really are no dreams left. Now there are no needs left.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure something out. Castaway.
M. Mickey Mouse.
Okay. Castaway Cay is their private islands.
Yes.
A lot of the ships stop there. They just recently bought another private island, so I imagine with their new ships, they're going to need another island to go to.
Yeah.
And it is Castaway Cay, even though it is spelled C-A-Y-K.
Before we get into Castaway Cay, let's talk about our 2 days at sea.
Well, we will. I'm still getting into just kind of preliminaries.
Booking and
Yep.
Well, I think that
So-
rhymed. Before we get into Castaway Cay, let's talk about our 2 days at sea.
Yeah, there you go.
clap, clap, clap.
Very good. There are different levels for the Disney cruise. If you're a platinum level, you could book 120 days. Your excursions and your things on the ship, you could book those 120 days prior to sailing.
Wow.
Gold is 105 days. Silver is 90 days. And first-time cruisers may book 75 days in advance.
Like
So
75
those-
days on the cruise?
No, in advance of the cruise. So those things are certain things on the ship that happen.
Yeah.
Like we had to book Disney Junior character breakfast.
Yeah.
You had to book that in advance. Frozen character meet and greet, which we didn't actually get because we're first-time cruisers, so we didn't get to do that in advance.
Nope.
The princess meet and greet.
We
And
had
then,
to do that.
and then other whatever excursions are off the ship that Disney provides, you could book. So we only went to Castaway Cay.
Cay.
So there was cabanas you could rent, and actually when we went, a lot of the excursions were canceled anyway. But the cabanas are
It's a
there,
rough sea.
right? So don't worry if you're a first-time cruiser and you feel like
Yeah.
you didn't get everything. It's the same thing with fast passes at Disney World. Keep checking every day, every other day. People will change their plans and cancel tickets, so then you could get the frozen meet and greet if you didn't. Also, there are 2 seatings for dinner. So there's
And
Right.
then late seating.
right early seatings at
5:45.
5:45.
Or 5.
5:45.
5:45 or 5.
No, 5:45.
Okay.
Early seatings at 5:45, and late seating I think is at 8:30. Yeah. So originally we could only get 8:30, the late seating, which we were not too happy about because we had some younger participants in our party, our 2 cousins, and they wouldn't do good. And I don't like to eat at 8:30 at night either.
And plus, a lot of the shows started at 8:30.
Well,
And
so I'll get into that. If you have a late seating,
You
there's an
could-
early show.
there's a
like a
6:15 show,
right.
I think.
And if you have an early seating, there's later shows.
Later.
So no matter when you eat, you're going to be able to see the show.
Oh.
So we got on a waiting list that if early seating opened up, we would get it, and we did.
Yay!
So a couple days before the cruise, we checked, and we had early seating, which we were very happy about. So if you guys have any questions about our cruise that we don't cover, please feel free to contact us on our website, DisneyDiscussions.com, or on our Twitter, Disney_Discuss, or even on Facebook, and ask us those questions. We'll be happy to answer. So we're
on our
gonna,
next episode.
or in the next couple episodes. We'll see how it works
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
with timing. So we're going to go day by day on what we did on our cruise. So day 1 was November
First
10th.
thing I want to talk about on
Go
the
for it.
cruise,
Yeah.
bedroom, crazy towel animals
Yep. Every night we got towel animals.
that had 4 chocolates in front of it.
That's right.
Special Disney cruise chocolate. But you know what? But one night we got different chocolate because it was a special.
All right, we'll get to that.
I didn't say what it was
right.
because I didn't want to spoil it. There.
So we got there. Everything was really easy. We parked at the cruise port.
Well-
Just parked, and then
Parking wasn't easy.
it was. We
No,
just
it
pulled in
wasn't.
and parked.
No, it
Well, the spaces are tight. Is that what you're talking about?
This is tight, and it was kind of difficult to find one.
No. We
Yes,
just had
it was.
Okay. I thought it was easy.
No, it was.
Stitch didn't think it was easy, but easy getting in, easy going through customs, security, nice
that
and
part-
simple to get on. So we got on probably around noon or 11, between 11 and noon. It was cold, but we were out
Very
there
cold.
anyway. The kids get magic bands
Yeah.
because they're going into the kids club. That's how they keep track of them. Adults do not get magic bands. There are no magic bands for the Disney cruise, at least on the Disney Magic. For us, we got keys
Yeah.
to the world card. So as you
Which I
enter,
liked better than the Magic Band.
did you? Why is that?
I don't know. I just like the card better.
Okay. That's how they used to do it in Disney World. Actually, I have one on our shelf back there.
Yeah.
So as you walk on, what happens when you walk on the ship?
They tell them
They
that-
announce your last name.
They announce your family's arrival, and all the workers applaud and everything, right?
Yeah.
So that was cool. And
But
then,
the one person we had, they were like, "Oh, can I read it?"
well, yeah, we have a difficult last name. So we walked on, and we saw it was decorated. Nothing was lit up yet.
No.
But they had the tree, they had garland all over.
The gingerbread house.
They had the gingerbread house was started. The life-size gingerbread house was started.
It was awesome.
All
it
the
was ready by the time we left.
Yeah. All the cast members were wearing hats and scarves.
Yeah.
We went and we did our little drill where you go to a certain spot and then just go over the safety precautions. That was fine. We ate at Cabanas, which is the buffet.
Yeah, it's
the
really
first
good.
night because your rooms aren't ready. You could get on the ship
Yeah.
starting at 12,
No,
but you
that was lunch, Cabanas.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. lunch.
You said night. You might have confused them. That was
All right, so it wasn't nighttime; it was lunch.
Yeah.
You get on the boat. You get on the ship. You could start getting on the ship around 12. And actually, when you check in online, you check in before, tell them all your information. They tell you when you're able to get in. So we were able to get on 12:30, but we actually got in a little early.
Yeah.
Your rooms aren't ready till 1:30, so you go to Cabanas. You can walk around the ship. So we did that. The
Well,
food
you
was
can
really
actually
good.
go to any restaurant that's open for lunch.
Yeah. And then you do your drill. You get your rooms. You check out your rooms, which our rooms had cool bunk beds.
Yeah.
Which we aren't allowed to open. The when they turn it down when you go to dinner and you come back, they open up the bunk beds. It actually comes. The couch folds out, and the bunk beds come down from the ceiling.
The couch flips over.
Okay. The couch flips over, and then the bunk beds come down from the ceiling, and they put a ladder there. It's really cool. What I liked about the rooms is there's 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
There's a sink and a toilet in one, and then a shower, bathtub, and a sink in the other. So it's good for families. And we had adjoining rooms with our cousins, which was fun.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
We did the sail away party, which was pretty cool.
Adventures away.
They had Donald, Minnie, Chip, Dale, Pluto,
And
Goofy,
so
all come on the stage, and there was a dance party. And
yeah, well, Goofy was the last one because he almost fell down the stairs.
Did you really? I didn't see that.
Oh man, you didn't see it? It was awesome.
So they have a special area or just for kids, so they're able to see the show without adults getting in the way,
I didn't
which is
want to
cool.
go in there.
But you did with your cousin, and you danced away.
No, that was when she invited all the kids on there.
Oh, okay. Actually, what we didn't realize is that part was actually the pool. They had
Yeah.
it covered, which was really cool to find out the next day.
Yeah.
So we do that, and they do a sail away party, and they blow the horn, and the horn is special because
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. It's when you wish upon a star.
that's right, the horn plays when you wish upon a star.
Congratulations, you're all three sailors on the Disney
They also had a little party inside. Oh no, that was the Mickey Mouse meet and greet.
Yeah.
That we waited online for. So I suggest they have a lot of character meet and greets on the ship. We'll go through all the characters we meet. They're going to be throughout the whole cruise ship. You actually, before you get on the cruise ship, I should have mentioned this. You download the Disney Cruise Line app.
Navigator.
And
Right.
you could do that a couple days before your cruise, because it will count down for you, tell you little tips.
Yep. And it doesn't do much when you're off the ship. It just gives you a nice countdown. You get excited for your ship,
Yep.
for your trip. But once you get onto the ship, you
It
connect.
tells you all the times for activities, when your dinner is, and a lot of stuff.
Yep, it tells you everything that's going on the ship. So they give you a paper copy too in your room, but you can
Yes.
check the app. You could heart things or star, whatever.
Heart.
You heart things, so it sends you a reminder. You can actually message other people
Yeah, you could-
through it
that's what I was
without using the internet. But it tells you when all the characters are going to be there. I suggest getting to where the characters are about 15, 20 minutes beforehand, so you get nice and early online. Some
Yeah.
of these lines get really big, especially the first couple of days, because people are really excited. But also check to
also-
see, you could see the whole week, so check to see when characters are going to be there. So people like Mickey Mouse, Minnie, Donald, they're going to be there throughout the whole trip.
And see how many times they're going to be in one day.
Right, exactly. So
Because,
don't feel like you have to go that one time.
Because if if you have late seating dinner, and then there's a character you want to meet, like Mickey, during early seating dinner, go do it then, because you would want to do it then when all the other people are there.
That's right.
All right.
And actually, the first day, Mickey was in a sailor outfit. We met him. We saw
Almost
him in
every-
a pirate outfit. So different days they wear
No,
different
we
outfits
didn't.
too.
We didn't meet him
No, but we saw
in
him.
Pirate.
Yeah. But also check, because some characters, there was Goofy with Max that only happened once, and we missed that.
Oh yeah, and there were
Oh,
Smee
really?
and-
Yeah, Smee and Hook
There
was
was
there.
Goofy and
one-
Max?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can meet Goofy, but the max was only time. Captain Jack Sparrow was only like 2 or 3 times. You have to make sure.
Twice during Pirate
Right.
Night.
So you have to make
And then
sure.
you could meet him on Castle.
No!
What?
Just spoiled what that
Oh, that's fine. And there's 3 restaurants.
Yeah. There is Lumiere's,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the fancier restaurant.
I don't like
Beauty
it.
and the Beast.
And then there's Rapunzel's Royal Table.
I like that.
And then there's Animator Palette.
I love that.
Also, preparing, we made magnets for the doors. All the doors are metal, so a lot of people will decorate their doors with magnets, Disney magnets, so we did that.
Yep.
We also did a thing called a fish extender.
Yeah.
So outside each door, there's a fish, and people hang...
Not a real fish.
No,
You're
yeah, not a real fish.
It's a metal fish.
You can hang an organizer outside of it, and you find your Facebook group for your cruise, and you join these small group fish extender groups, and you exchange gifts with the people in your group.
Alright, here's the
There's large groups, which are 10 rooms, so you're exchanging with 9 other people.
Yeah.
Or cabins, and then there's smaller groups where you could do 5. So you buy a small gift either for the cabin or for each person in the cabin, whatever you want to do.
Those are the ones
and
we
then,
got were for each person.
Yeah. And it was fun. Like throughout multiple days of the cruise, you don't hand them all out at once.
No.
You go, you walk, you exchange.
Jenny, the Disney mom's like, go do it all at once.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been better. Like, I liked how we spaced it out because we got fish extender. We got like one fish extender present on the last day that we were there.
It's a lot of fun just to come to your room and get little gifts and stuff.
All right. If you want to buy gifts on the Disney cruise, don't do it. Do not do that.
Well, we'll talk about the gift shop, but we're talking about the fish extender right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Like, this is part of the gifts extender. So, like, for the fish extender, you want to get a lot of Disney gifts, and like you're like, oh, maybe I should wait for the cruise to get a gift. No, buy them before the cruise.
That's a good tip because you're going to spend a lot of money in the gift shop. So prepare ahead of time. What's cool about the Disney cruise is we mentioned the 3 restaurants.
Yeah.
And it's actually rotational dining. So they tell you on your key card which dining room you're going to eat at each night. So you switch every night. But your wait staff follows you. So our head waiter, Jonathan, and the assistant waiter, Diane, and the overall waiter guy follows us each restaurant for dinner. So they get to know you. They get to know you. So our first restaurant was...
Rapunzel's Royal Table.
And every time you went there was a little show.
Rapunzel's.
Yeah.
Yep. So the whole...
It was always based on Rapunzel's birthday, so it's like kind of odd.
Right. So this is a new restaurant. It just started this year. I forget what it was beforehand, but they refurbed it, changed it. It's really cool. It's got the Rapunzel lanterns hanging. They put on a show in the front. The first day was the Viking characters.
Yeah.
That did a show, and it's from the Snuggly Duckling. Yep. And it's all about Rapunzel's birthday. Rapunzel was there, and all the characters walk around and go to your tables. You can get pictures with them. You can't get their autographs.
No.
Because they have to see a lot of people, and the Vikings said they can't read or write anyway, and one of them has a hook for a hand, so he can't do it. But that was really cool.
Yeah.
The meals were really good there.
And
character interaction was good. The Vikings were really funny.
One of the Vikings said he didn't like me.
And then he would yell from across the room,
Yeah.
Sparrow, I don't like you.
No, yeah, because he was with this other kid, and the kid had a perfect view at me, and the guy's like, go tell that kid yell at that kid I don't like you. I don't like you!
I was like, tell him that you don't like him. Sparrow, I don't like you!
Exactly. So we also toured the kids club. So the first day is kind of open house. You can go to the kids club. They have a cool Toy Story area with Ham and Mr. Potato Head and a
No
Slinky
arms.
Dog slide. Oh, he had no arms? I didn't realize that.
No.
But if
There's-
you look at the picture.
Yeah. There's a Mickey Mouse area, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse area.
Yeah.
There's a Marvel Avengers area and cool other areas. We'll talk about the kids club in a little bit.
Yeah.
What's cool for dessert is you could get Mickey ice cream bar for dessert at the restaurants. There is
One part that we can't leave out. Unlimited ice cream.
That's right. So on the pool deck, there are ice cream machines. Opens at 11.
It's called I
Scream, as in Monsters Inc. I Scream.
literally like
It's Mike Wazowski's.
Y-E-Y.
I-E-Y.
I-E-Y.
It's Mike
No, I even spelled that wrong. E-Y-E.
Oh.
Scream. Yep.
I.
Yeah, like your eye.
And then, like, scream, as in you're screaming.
Yep.
Mike, and in the middle of the E, it was Mike Wazowski's eye.
Yep. And then there's a big screen by the pool, so every day they have movies, Disney movies running, so you can watch movies by the pool.
On a channel called Funnel Vision.
Yeah. Not the YouTube channel. Different than the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Also, soda
wait.
and drinks, coffee, and hot cocoa are included.
free.
You get them whenever you want. One tip, I suggest bringing, because they give you little cups for the drinks, I suggest bringing your own, like, big cup. Either you have the Walt Disney World cups,
Yeah.
or if you have a local amusement park where you bought the big cup, bring those with you, because you could
Yeah.
fill those up in advance. And then, so after our dinner that first night, there was a show, which was kind of a preview of all the rest
All
of the
the
shows
shows that
coming
they
up.
were gonna have.
Yeah, so what shows did they have?
They have 3 Broadway style shows. One of them is Twice Charmed, which is a Cinderella story,
Alright.
a twist on the Cinderella story, which me, the Disney mom, Nanny, and Poppy didn't see because we went and saw Ant-Man and the Wasp in 3D. But you two can tell me what about the
Yeah, but
other one. So there's that one, and then there's Tangled, and then Disney Dreams, which was about, like, you have to follow your dreams and a bunch of Disney stories and stuff.
And
All
then they
right,
had
here's the description for them. So, Twice Charmed, an original twist on the Cinderella story. Tangled, the musical, that's what it is. And then Disney Dream, and a classic.
And then they had, what else? Who else was on the...
Oh, there was a magic guy called Magic Dave.
Yep, it was really good.
He was
Kind of,
really
he was
funny.
like a comedian magician, really funny.
And then there was a ventriloquist.
Yep.
She was
And
funny,
Marcus
too.
Monroe.
Yeah. So he's a physical, like a juggler.
Yeah,
And he
he's
actually
a
did some stuff
physical
with the
comedian.
unicycle, and then with the ventriloquist. All the acts were really, really good. All very family
The
friendly.
upside down Jack Sparrow.
Dun, 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 dun,
All,
dun.
all very family friendly. I recommend going to the shows. Me and the Disney mom did a Royal Caribbean cruise last year, just the two of us, and the shows were awful. And we actually walked out because they were terrible. These shows are really, really good. So, day number 2, we started off with the Disney Junior Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Who did we meet?
We met Sophia, Dr. McStuffings, and
And
Mickey.
fancy.
Yep, Fancy Mickey in his tuxedo, and that's held in the artist palette. And we'll talk about
Animators.
Animator's palette.
Everybody calls it artists, but it's animators.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit because we didn't eat dinner yet. And then we found that first morning. What was one of your favorite things, Sparrow?
That they have drawing classes every morning. They have 2 drawing classes every morning, one at 9:15 and one at 9:45 every morning. So it was really, really fun.
Learning to draw what?
Disney characters. So the first 2 were Mickey Mouse and Pluto, and then
Gus did that.
Gus.
Gus. And that was a lot of fun. That was one of your favorite things to do. And he did really good. And he actually goes over how to draw. So it's not just a quick, simple thing. It's actually learning really good stuff.
Like, not for Mickey Mouse, not just the 3 circles. Like, the actual detailing on the face and everything.
That's right. And then we did you could do some pin trading. Mainly it was the people outside of Cabanas had pins that you could trade with. And then anybody in the stores, the gift shops, they had a book that you could pin trade with. And there was also a pin trading event that we'll get into
Which
in a
we'll
little
get
bit.
into that on
Yep.
a little bit.
So breakfast was really good. Then they had a show where they kind of, we missed, they did the tree lighting the first night, I think. We missed that.
Because we were still at Rapunzel's Royal table.
Yeah. Yeah, that was too late. It was like 10 or 10:30. They actually they did 2 tree lightings to account for people, and we couldn't go to either one of them. And then they did a little welcoming of Santa that second day.
Yeah.
With carolers, and the characters came out. And that was a lot of fun because Santa came out, Mrs. Claus came out, all the characters came out, Mickey, Minnie, and then they did like a little dance party because Disney loves their dance party.
Yeah.
They did a little dance party, and we got to hang out with the characters a bit, got some cool pictures with them. Mickey was in his holiday sweater.
Yeah. Donald had a hat. And
Yeah,
the holiday
they're all in like their winter garb, so that was really cool.
All of them had a sweater.
Did they?
Yeah.
You're right. Yep. And then we ate at
Lumiere.
Lemires, which
For
is
dinner.
their fancier restaurant. It's not really overly themed like the other 2 are heavily themed with Disney and stuff. This one is very lightly themed. There's just a little bit of like the roses from Beauty and the Beast and Lemure.
And they have like a mural on
Yeah.
one of the.
That's right, which I didn't notice till the last night.
I saw one rose thing, like the rose in that jar hanging from the ceiling is just like, and then the petals were falling off. It was just like,
Yeah.
hello. It didn't really say hello.
Yeah, and there's decorations all throughout the ship everywhere you go. And then that first night, you saw Ant-Man and the Wasp with Nanny and Poppy and Mommy. So they run Disney movies, newer Disney movies. They had Infinity War, Solo.
Incredibles 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Nutcracker and the Four Realms.
Which we saw.
Yep. So that was really cool. In 3D and non-3D, so whenever you want to see that.
So we saw Nutcracker and Ant-Man in 3D.
Right. And Nutcracker was okay. We'll give our little review of that. Maybe we'll talk about that later. It was okay. It wasn't a great movie. Not the best Disney movie. And we saw, me and you, Stitch, saw the Cinderella show. So what it is
Twice
like Twice Charmed. It's an alternate telling of Cinderella. Go ahead, bud.
So it's an alternate telling. So it started off with all of them singing like a song called "All Because of a Shoe," and then the evil godmother and the two evil stepsisters were very angry, and then there was smoke everywhere. A really funny guy. He was
The evil godfather.
evil, wicked godfather. He just said, like whenever somebody just said a godfather, he was like, wicked godfather.
So the whole thing is, in Cinderella, the stepmother breaks a shoe. The whole thing is, what if she broke both shoes and they couldn't find out Cinderella was? So they kind of go through that. They wound up getting together anyway. So it was a cool play. The performers are really good. The music was really good.
Yeah.
You went into pool.
Yes.
That second day.
Yeah.
Even though it was really still kind of cold out.
Yeah.
But you had to go in the pool. And then the second day was kind of our second day at sea. Well, actually a third. Yeah.
There's a third day.
So November 12th, the second day at sea, was mainly a pool day. So we hung out. There's a little splash park area and a mini pool. And there's a larger pool.
Yeah.
On the boat. So we hung out there. You guys did the water slides. So there's 2 water slides on the ship.
We didn't get to do the aqueduct
Yeah.
because when we actually had time to do it, it was too cold to do it.
Right.
So it was closed.
So there's one.
Also, I didn't want to do it because because you were just standing on the floor in front of it. But then the floor drops. You go down into the slides.
That's right. So one of them is just a slide, kind of slower yellow one, and the other one, like Stitch was saying, is you stand, the floor drops out, you go really fast, you actually go over the ocean.
Yeah.
And
Which
twist
I
around.
think is kind of dangerous.
No, they know what they're doing. It's safe.
It's Disney.
Yep.
If it was if Six Flags Great Adventure had a cruise line, that wouldn't be good.
So there's lots of places to eat. There was the Duck-In Diner on the pool, which is just burgers and hot dogs, I
You
think.
can just walk up and say, hey, I want a hamburger.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, this is free food.
And then Pinocchio's Pizzeria, where you get pizza.
Yep.
There was something called Daisy Delights, which was kind of healthier fare.
I got an apple.
And got an apple. And we also, I forgot, we got
A Pluto popcorn bucket
popcorn.
with a special bucket.
That's right. So this is the one they had in the parks as well, with Pluto with the Holly sweater. So we got
Open
that.
up
Disney
his back.
cruise line popcorn bucket.
No, they used the Disney one. So
And we also got 3 cups, special cups.
we did.
We did?
We didn't get. Oh yeah, but that's later. We'll get into that. Yeah. Yep.
We did?
Yeah. On the island.
Oh, that.
So the Aqua Lab was cool. That's the spray park. We walked around, played some foosball. There's basketball up there.
I beat all you guys at foosball.
Yep.
Take
That's
that.
very true.
There was a little Christmas show by the pool with Stitch.
I didn't see that.
No, with Stitch in Hawaiian Christmas garb.
Oh,
And then we met.
there was a Stitch show.
Yeah. You're in Kids Club. Then we met Donald in his tuxedo because it was formal night.
No, formal night was the night before. Remember?
Was it?
Because we're like, hey, Donald
Oh,
must
right,
have
he was
gotten
the day
formal
behind.
night mixed
Yeah.
up.
So we met Donald. We saw Daisy walking around on the ship, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like you
And
could just see
then-
the characters just walking around there like la 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 la.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then we went to
Animator's palette.
And what was the cool thing about the first night?
Mickey Mouse ran out of the bag.
Well, before that, what happens while you're?
Oh.
What happens while?
So
Stitch.
in there are screens. It's pages peel off and then starts drawing. Then a few minutes later, when they were done drawing, they started getting animated, started moving. Then they added color, but then they stopped, and then everything got realistic from the movie.
And then what happened?
And then Mickey
No, before that, what happened on the screens?
And then they started playing clips of the movies.
Yeah, they did a whole show with
So it was,
music, and it was a
happy,
theme. Yeah.
sad, and then
Mickey ran out of the bag to the Phantasmic music. It was Sorcerer Mickey.
dun
Sort of,
dun
yeah,
dun
with his
dun
hat and his robe.
dun, dun, dun,
And everybody in the restaurant went wild. 'Cause
Like,
Mickey Mouse and started running around. Okay. I don't.
I
remember
dropped
going,
my burger.
But
I dropped my burger.
Wait, you did?
I dropped my burger and then I had to pick it up.
Yep.
It was
That's
pretty
what I did.
surprising. He just went, it's like,
Boom, bum, 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 bum.
And then we did the.
pin trading.
Wait, did I miss a day here? Because we saw the ventriloquist one night
Yeah.
before this.
That was Lemire's.
That was
That was
the night
the Lemire's night.
Oh, okay, I got
All right,
confused
but
then.
the third.
So
night-
the ventriloquist was really good, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then Stitch got to meet her when we were seeing
For the Magic Dave show.
Dave, which was really cool. And he had
Well,
what
we'll
did you
get
have with
into
you?
that later.
No, we're talking about that right now. What did you have?
I had my little squirrel puppet. If you don't know what a ventriloquist is, it's a person who has puppets and they don't move their mouth or lips, and then they make them talk.
So you had your squirrel puppet with you, and Mommy saw her out getting popcorn or something.
Yeah.
And mentioned that you had your puppet, and she wanted to meet you, the ventriloquist.
And Mom didn't even suggest it. She just said,
Yep.
the ventriloquist just said, "Can I meet him?"
Yep, that was really cool. And then we did the officers pin trading event.
Yeah, which was really cool. They had they had a transatlantic passport that only crew members could have. There was this one person in front of me, and I saw he was looking at it, but then he just picked another pin and walked away, and I'm like, score!
Yep.
And
So this is all the officers on the
Yeah.
ship have pins that they trade with anybody. Did you have anything to say about pin trading?
Yeah, so every time somebody was in front of me, I wanted to get the passport because they saw it. And then the person pick up the passport because you can only get that with crew members on the Disney cruise. So I went up to a person and I said, "Oh, you don't have it." And she was like, "What pin?" I was saying the passport pin. She had it in her shirt pocket because you can only get it. It's exclusive to Disney cruise. So she always has one out and keeps one in her pocket. So I got that one.
Yeah, it's very cool. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you get to pin trade with the other kids there too, which was nice. So that was that night. And then we woke up early and we got to see us
This is day 3 now, just
back.
so you know.
Yep.
No, 3. Day 3 was Castaway Key.
Well, it's kind of day 4 if you count Saturday. We left at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but that counts as the first day. Yeah. So this is November 13th, Tuesday, November 13th. We saw us kind of back into Castaway Key, which was really cool.
Well, me and Dad did. Stitch was still sleeping, so Mom stayed in with him.
Right. Me and Sparrow and Mommy did the 5K.
Yeah.
Stitch stayed behind.
Because
So
I was too
there's-
little, but it was kind of confusing.
So there's a 5K you can run on the island, or walk on the island like we
Yeah.
did. And you get a cool little Castaway Key plastic medal.
Yeah.
They could only get there, so that's why we did it. So we did Nanny Poppy
rubber
and our
From
Aunt
plastic.
Lauren.
It's rubber.
Yeah. But they also decorate the island as you get off. They have a big Christmas tree with
Yeah.
like seashells and seahorses on it. And they have they made it snow on the
Yes.
on the boat too there.
Yes.
And the boat when they did the holiday parties. So we did the 5K, which was really nice. And we got rewarded with that's where we got our special cup.
Olaf and Sven cups.
That's right, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And their island is really cool. I really liked it.
yeah,
It's nice and
really.
clean.
Here's what I was going to say before about Castaway Key.
Sure.
Me and Tony's Disney dad went snorkeling.
That's right.
Our
Your first
puppy
time snorkeling.
was going to do it, but the flippers were too small. The goggles couldn't fit, so he.
No,
couldn't do it.
his problem is he has prescription glasses he needs to see, and he forgot his band to keep them on his head, and he couldn't wear the glasses with the goggles on, so he wouldn't have been able to see. But me and you did it, and you were a little scared, which I understand, but we did a good job, and that was a lot of fun to go snorkeling with you for your first time. Mm-hmm. Oh, we also, before we went on the island, we did the water slide because there was no line at all, and it was already
went
open.
like 7 times.
Yeah.
Just went brrr.
So I recommend that if you want to hang out a little bit on the boat before you get to the island and do the water slides then, it's a good time to do that.
Yeah.
I'll seriously walk on. The only wait I had was our family. That's the only time I had to wait.
Exactly. And then...
And the aqueduct doesn't open till 1 o'clock, though.
Right, the bigger slide, the faster slide. Yeah. There's also water slides on Castaway Key in the water. So we did those. There's a fast one and a slow one.
It launches you in the...
One of them does. One of them's really fast, which I went on, brought my GoPro, and lost my GoPro, which I'm sad about.
I'm mad at Castaway Key because you have a flotation device.
Yeah, no flotation device allowed, apparently.
What's the point with that?
All right. And then there's actually, we found out later, there's another like rope course kind of thing over the water.
There's?
Yeah, as we were walking to snorkeling. And there's shops on there. All your food for the day is brought to the island, and there's really good like barbecue food, hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, spicy chicken sandwiches, rotisserie chicken.
Still unlimited ice cream on the
unlimited
island.
ice cream on the island.
There has to be a little bit of ice cream. I mean, it wouldn't be fun without that.
That's true. Lots of shops on there too that you could only get. Castaway
I got a
Key
Castaway
merchandise.
Key 5K pin.
Yeah.
But you can but after Castaway Key they brought some of the Castaway Key merchandise into the...
That's true, yep, on the shops. And every day the gift shops would change a little bit. They would add new
They
stuff.
would add, like,
take stuff
and
away.
the Pluto popcorn bucket, it didn't come in until the second night. Like they had different popcorn buckets first.
That's right.
First night was Alien with the Santa hat.
Yeah, that's right.
Toy
They had the
Story.
Alien with Santa
Well, yeah,
too,
they
yep.
kept the popcorn bucket they had from the day before, but they added a new popcorn bucket.
Yep. So then that day we met Stitch.
Yeah.
We went back on the ship, met Stitch.
Stitch.
Okay. And that was a lot of fun. You
Yeah.
guys got some selfies with the characters. Then we ate at Rapunzel's Royal Table again, and they did a different show.
This time
with
had
like
Flynn Rider. and
yeah,
stuff.
Flynn Rider was there this time with some villagers. So he went around to the tables along with Rapunzel again.
I remember the first night at the end of the show in Rapunzel's Royal Table, it was like one of them, Hook Hand was like, hey, where's Flynn Rider? Then the invitations guy was like, oh, Flynn Rider, that's who I forgot to invite.
Huh. And then what show was that night? Do we remember?
Oh, was it? No, not Marcus Monroe. It was a Tangled musical.
That was Tangled the Musical.
It was
which is really
Tangled the
good. It's just
Musical.
a retelling of the movie as a musical.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It was really
They
good.
did a good job. So then the next day, we
It was
arrived
Port Canaveral.
at Port Canaveral, and almost everybody else on the ship went to
Disney
Disney World,
World, so-
because when you're on a Disney cruise that has a stop in Port Canaveral, not when you leave from or return, but when you stop as one of your excursions, you get free tickets to Walt Disney World. So you go to all 4 parks, park hopper tickets, and
They have transportation to NASA too.
yeah, no, they do. You could go to NASA, but with the Disney World tickets, you also get unlimited fast passes all day long.
Yeah.
On any ride. So
You can just go, and there's no tier system at all.
So that's really cool.
All right, something about the cruise. So there are pictures where they like have little things behind you, like screens behind you, and they'll it's like a picture behind you. Don't do those. They cost a lot of money.
What are you talking
You
about?
know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the photographers. So
Yeah.
they have photographers on the ship. These are not. It's not PhotoPass like in the
No.
parks. This is a separate company that does it, and you have to pay a lot of money for your pictures.
Somebody had
So
to pay $300 for 2 pictures.
a lot of people were having problems with their pictures. They only had 2 pictures. They had other people's pictures. They put frames around it. So honestly, I would not recommend doing the
No.
photo package on the cruise. Bring your own camera, have people take pictures, get all that. So we went to Universal, and we'll talk about that in a future podcast. We'll do maybe a bonus episode, just a Universal bonus episode, not on April 1st this year. But that was really cool. A lot of cool stuff that you'll hear about
We only went there for Harry Potter.
in the future, and Minions.
Minion,
But we really like Universal. We got back to the ship. When you get back on that day, they know pretty much everybody is coming back late because we had until midnight or 1 a.m. that night to get back to the ship. So you kind of eat wherever you want to. Where did we eat?
Cabanas.
We ate at the buffet.
Because they had cabanas open, Lumiere's.
Right. Yeah, so it's kind of eat wherever you want.
Yeah.
Then the next day, we were back at sea, and we saw, when we returned, the gingerbread house was all done and complete.
All done.
Which was really cool, and it smelled like gingerbread. And then we had, on Thursday, the 15th, sorry, we had all day on the boat at sea again, so we did our drawing class and did Donald Duck and Stitch.
Yeah.
Which Gus did a good job, and actually...
Dun, 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 pirate night!
Yep, it was Pirate Night that day, but I was going to say, Gus actually gave you his drawing of Stitch.
Yeah,
Signed it for
I
you,
got my Stitch.
which is really cool. But
Also, it was pirate night.
Yep, that day was pirates. So all the characters were dressed up like pirates.
Yeah.
People dressed up as pirates. They actually give you Pirates in the Caribbean. No.
Yeah,
That's what it is?
Pirates in the Caribbean
Pirates
party.
in the Caribbean
Party.
headbands
Yeah.
in the room
It's right there.
that everyone
One's
can wear.
right there, Dad.
Yep. They have they had a Mrs. Claus story time, which we kind of passed by, but we met Pirate Goofy, which was really
Pirate
cool.
Pirate
Stitch.
Stitch.
Pirate Stitch, which we met. So
Which
we met
fit
Stitch
the
twice.
theme because
Yep.
I was actually... I purposely wore my Stitch shirt because we were doing the Stitch animation.
Yeah.
And then we wore my Stitch shirt.
And Stitch.
And then we met Pirate Stitch.
There you go.
And Stitch. Pirate Night's actually Stitch's favorite night. Thing is, they didn't have Stitch in the show!
Yeah, he wasn't in the show. That was
It's
interesting.
weird.
We met Chip and Dale as
Yeah.
pirates, which was really cool. And then we met Jack,
Captain Jack Sparrow.
which is
When
really
I took
cool.
a selfie with him, his face was like, that's amazing.
I would recommend, too, a lot of these characters, especially Pirate Night, because they're in special outfits, if you could break up,
Yeah.
have the mom or the dad be on one line and then the other person on another line,
That's what we...
so that you could meet a character and then quickly go and not be too far behind.
And
the
like
line
also
and
what we
stuff.
did, we forgot some of our pirate stuff in the room, so like
Right.
we just like I ran back to the room, grabbed our pirate stuff and
Yep, and they would sign these characters that you meet on the boat, not in the restaurants, but when you meet them, they'll sign anything you have, so that's really cool.
On Pirate Night, it is actually Hook and Smee. Shmee.
That's right. It was Hook
On
and
Pirate.
Smee, yep.
But we met Hook the next day. It was just Hook.
Yeah.
And that was the last time you could meet Hook.
So we had dinner at Lemure's that night.
yeah, and I used 2 pirate hooks to drink and eat my fry.
That's right.
It was hard.
And then there was a show that night. What was that, Marcus Monroe?
Yeah.
That was Marcus Monroe, who was really cool.
He painted Jack Sparrow upside down, and once he
While
flipped
spinning
it
plates.
over, while spinning plates, when he flipped it over, it was like dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun dun
And then there's a pirate show on deck by the pool, just like the first night. And
Pirate
that's at-
in the Caribbean party.
That's right, and that's at 10, so that people going to both seatings can go to it.
Get it.
So it's a little bit late, but hey, you're at sea the next day. What are you going to do? So, and actually before that we did, and all throughout the cruise, we didn't really mention this, there's trivia contests going
Yeah.
on, which we won a Pirates trivia contest.
You gotta
Without a tie, we would have won if you
We
listened
still
to
won.
me.
We
Yep.
still won, just because I didn't
We
let that one go.
still won.
There's other games to play. There's games just for adults, games for kids, games for adults and kids. So a lot of fun, lots to do on the ship.
But they
So
don't
then
give
we
you
went-
a first visit pin.
No, but you give a magical pin.
A magical moments pin.
There you go. So this is all on the deck outside, and they do a little like dance party. They have good
with
pirates.
Gus.
Good pirates. Gus is there. Gus is everywhere. Mickey, not Mickey. Mickey doesn't come out yet, but Minnie, Goofy, Pluto, Chip and Dale were there.
And then lightning flashes on a screen.
Uh huh.
And then the skeleton comes up and he's like, dead man, tell, no tell. You go into his eye. It's like shadows of only people, and it's like Captain Hook. Gus says, don't worry, pal. I'm sure it's just Mickey. And then you see Captain Hook's shadow. It's like, no, it's not Mickey Mouse. It's me, Captain Hook.
That's right. So Captain Hook and Smee appear along with bad pirates, and they dance for a little while.
Speaking of Pirate Night, I have this joke that we heard for the Pirate Game Show.
Let's hear it.
What did Captain Hook say to his girlfriend when he broke up with her?
I don't know. What did he say?
It's not you, it's just Shmee.
Ha ha.
Ha 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 ha
All
ha
right.
ha.
So then you see Mickey comes to rescue, to save
On
the
a
day,
zip line.
and he's actually he's on the other side of the ship, and you see him zip line over to the
Yeah, but then
opposite side, and then
he's hanging down.
Yeah.
And then he says, now let's have a party in the sky.
That's
and
right.
then there were fireworks, but everybody turned their attention that way.
So nobody saw how
So
Mickey
nobody
got down.
saw
Yeah, you
how
couldn't see how
Mickey
it got down, but this is the only cruise line that is allowed to do fireworks off their boat.
Yeah.
So actually shoot, and it was actually a pretty long show. This was like what did you say? Probably about 5 minutes worth of fireworks.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 to 5 minutes worth of fireworks off the boat.
Yeah, but
which
the
is
show
really
itself was only supposed to be like half an hour, 45 minutes. Probably went on for about an hour.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, altogether with all the dancing and the pre-show and everything, yeah, it's probably about an hour.
About an hour.
But yeah, and then there's fireworks, so pretty long fireworks show, and then they finish up, so that's fun. And then Cabanas opens that night,
For
And they
they
had
had like special desserts and
special
stuff.
desserts and stuff, and they had the watermelons.
He had the watermelon carving Davy Jones, a skull, another Davy Jones, a pirate skull, and then another Davy Jones.
Yep. So that was
Three
really cool.
Davies, and then they had statues of pirates, webs over the
Yep.
food.
They pirated up the whole thing, and then we got
And we got warm milk and cookies before bed.
for room service. So room service is included on the ship.
Free.
Whatever you want, it is included. So we got milk and cookies, and they were warm milk and cookies, so that was nice.
And that is the night we did not get Special Disney Cruise Line chocolate, because instead we got pirate coins. It had a skeleton on the front, then on the back it said "Dead Man Tell No Tales."
And even after the pirate party, they were showing the most recent.
No,
No, it was the first one.
The first one.
Oh, they were showing the first Pirates movie on deck.
Yeah, on the Funvision, not the YouTube channel.
And then the last day was another day at sea. It was colder that day, so
Yeah.
we couldn't do much with the pool or anything. But we did another drawing class, and Gus.
Gus had how to draw Statue of Liberty mini, and then after that, you could tell him to draw a Disney character, and he would draw it for you.
He couldn't do every Disney character, but he got to do Steamboat Willie Mickey's head for me.
Yep.
And he did Oswald the Lucky Rabbit for me.
Yeah, it's really fun. Actually, there was another drawing animating class that afternoon too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a double
Cruella
animation
de Vil.
class. Yeah, so he did a villain, really good.
They should
Then
have
we
a
met-
villain night.
That would be cool, actually.
Like villains take over
Yeah.
the boat.
So then we met.
If you're listening to this Disney Cruise Line, do it.
Yeah. Then we met Captain Hook. We met Vampirina for our
Well,
cousins. We
Hannah
saw
met
right.
Vampirina,
We saw Goofy walking around.
Yeah.
We met we had a ticketed event for which we signed up for before the cruise for all the princesses for our cousins. So we met
didn't meet the princess.
Rapunzel's, Cinderella, Tiana, and then Belle in her Christmas dress.
with our cousin eating popcorn in the picture.
Yes, she always
The
had to
little
have her
one.
popcorn. Then we met Pluto,
Oh.
which was cool, and we took some pictures. Did we meet anybody else?
We got Dole Whip,
We did. I got
Dole-
Dole Whip. So they have Dole Whip on the
Dole
ship. It is an extra cost.
but it's not.
And from Frozone Treats, but it's not exactly like it is on the parks.
But it's
still
still
Dole
pretty
Whip. It's still good. And then we ate at Animator's
Palette. So
one
there's
more
like
time.
this
So yeah,
placemat where like it's an outline of a character, and then you can draw the character. You can like draw what you
yeah, whatever you want, a person, whatever you want.
Yeah, and then you hand it in to your waiter, and then they bring it in back, and then when everybody's gets handed in, they have like a whole show on the animation, like your characters being animated. And
Yeah, so they do like
and
the-
like first it's just like people your animation marching, and then it's blue. Your people are standing there, Genie, wah, 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 and then your people are dancing along with Genie.
and, like,
So maybe I'll post it on Twitter so you guys could see it. So they take your drawings throughout it's similar to the first night.
Yeah.
They have different scenes going on the screen.
yeah, they have
but then-
like cartoons playing too,
Yeah.
like
Before that.
like while you're eating, there's like
yeah,
cartoons.
not
playing
full
all around.
cartoons, but
No,
like
No,
little
but like
scenes.
little clip.
Like
But then
several movies, cartoons,
Yep.
shows.
And then they have Mickey Mouse on the screens introduced, and you just see your drawings be animated and dance around.
It's really cool.
And then they integrate it in with scenes from Disney movies. So they start dancing around Pinocchio and Genie, like you said. So it was really cool.
Yeah. And
Really
our
well done.
suspicion is that because we saw Gus walking around in Animated Palette, so we think
And-
he
and then-
helped us
Yeah, I think-
animate.
I think-
And
Gus helped
then
animate it.
he ran back
Yeah.
into the kitchen, so we think he helped him.
Yep. So that was our last day, and then that morning you could have breakfast wherever you ate dinner the night before, and then you get off the ship, get your luggage, and
Well,
come home,
actually,
and it's
not.
bad.
It doesn't have to be where you ate the night before because like Cabanas was open, Animated Palette, and Lumiere's were open.
That was our trip. Lots and lots of fun. We had a
So
really
sad.
good time. I would.
It's sad.
Yes, but that was gross the way you sniffled into the microphone. But But I would recommend a Disney cruise to anybody. I think me and the Disney mom have been on a couple cruises, Royal Caribbean, Princess. This is by far the best cruise we've been on. The food was better than any cruise we've been on. The service was amazing. Shows were unbelievable. Nice and relaxing. It was really a great cruise.
Oh yeah.
It is
So
a
we
lot
mentioned-
of money.
It is
but
more expensive,
still-
but I think it's
But
worth
it's
it.
worth it.
Very family friendly, obviously.
Yeah.
Everything is great. So we mentioned in the very beginning our favorite things. What were some of your highlights?
Oh well.
Anything we didn't mention that we need to mention?
We didn't mention me meeting Spider-Man.
Oh, you mentioned. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the kids club.
So the
That's a
kids
good
club
segue.
was,
So
well, we didn't talk about the kids club a little bit,
Right.
But there's also Oceaneers Lab where they have most of the activities. But there was an activity in the club where you gotta meet Spider-Man. He taught you how to be a web warrior and all that stuff. It was really good.
So the kids club, they have special areas.
Yeah.
They have from 3 to 11. They have kids club, Oceaneers Lab, and Oceaneers Club.
And then Oceaneers Club. And then
So
from
Go ahead, yeah.
11 to 14, there's the Edge.
Right.
Which they have they had Disney Infinity there. They had Gaga Ball and a bunch of
Yes,
stuff
it's at
there.
the edge of the boat.
right, and then for teenagers, older teenagers, there's the Vibe, which is on the very top of the ship. So with the kids club, from 3 to 11, you get the Magic Band, like I mentioned, and they lock it on so you can't take it off. And that way they actually know where they are on the ship. No adults are allowed in there unless you're picking up your kid.
Or it's an open house.
Right. They have a picture of you and the people that are allowed to pick up your child, and there's also a secret password that you had to use to pick up your child. So it's very safe. There's activities throughout the whole day. You want to go do something, you drop them off. If they want to be picked up, they actually message you on that app
Yeah.
and let you know, or the kids could stay. There's lots of fun. There was tracing things you could do.
Gaga Ball.
There was Gaga Ball. You baked cookies, right? You made cookies?
Yeah.
And if you have allergies, you let them know, so they'll take care of you in advance. You can meet certain characters. I know they had Spider-Man there one day. They had Mickey.
I think once a week they have different superheroes that are not part of the Avenger team.
Right. So that's really cool. And then the
Yeah.
Edge, which you went to later in the week, it's actually more, you sign them in, you let them know, and they have a little more freedom. They just get a sticker on their thing.
And the thing is, you can walk out of the
Right.
thing and go get ice cream.
Yeah.
Those kids, they went into Cabanas, got lunch, and then just
Right.
came back.
Since it's older, they have a little more freedom.
Yeah.
They still know where you are, but you could walk in and out whenever you want, and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of good activities.
Yeah.
Anything
It's
else?
11 and up.
Anything else we need to talk about?
No.
That's it.
What other favorite things? The island, Castaway Key, I can't really put into words, but it's really a beautiful.
The water's so clear.
The water's clear. The beaches are clean. It's a great place. Just
The
for
wet
that alone,
sand
I would recommend.
feels like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
But it's still...
Anything else?
It's so relaxed. It's so relaxing
Yeah.
there.
They have tubes you could use in the water there. The waves, they have a natural sandbar. So the waves aren't that bad. There's a little bit of waves, but nothing major, so you don't have to
Yeah,
worry
I
about
saw
that.
there was rocks, and then they had a rope thing, so
Right.
the waves would hit it, and then just
Yeah.
kind of just go through and just
So
go through.
lots of good stuff. Much more relaxing than a Disney World or Disneyland vacation.
Yeah.
I especially like this because we had 2 days at sea, then 2 days of activity, and then 2 days at sea, so you kind of get to relax. We got to know our waiters and stuff. They got to know us. The service was
Yeah.
really good. So, like I said, I would highly recommend it.
Oh, totally.
If you have any questions, hit us up on Twitter, Disney_discuss, or and be sure to follow us there because I'll post some pictures and videos of some things that happen there. Follow us on Facebook, and of course, our website, DisneyDiscussions.com, is the best place to go. Hey, guess what?
What?
It's Christmas season.
Yes, it is.
And Hanukkah season.
Holly, fa la 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 la.
Happy-
Tis the season.
Happy holidays. Hey, if you want to get some Disney Discussions merchandise for that person you love or for yourself, be sure to go to shop.disneydiscussions.com.
Yes, be selfish. Buy merchandise for
Get a
you.
t-shirt, get a notebook, get a phone case, all that kind of stuff. And it's actually on sale for a little bit, so check that out. And we'd love to hear from you. What is your favorite Disney Christmas movie? Okay,
Yes.
so this will be TV movie or in the movie theater. So you could do Mickey's Christmas Carol, Muppets Christmas Carol. You could do Once Upon a Christmas.
Cracker count?
Nutcracker would count. Any kind of themed, the Santa Claus 2. Nobody's going to say Santa Claus 3 because that's a terrible movie.
Santa Claus 3 is actually better than Santa Claus.
Yeah, but any Christmas related movie, what is your favorite?
That's related to Disney.
That's Disney related. Sparrow, what's your favorite?
Oh, the Mickey Trapped in the House of Mouse one.
Okay,
I like
that's a
that
good
one.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just recently
And
watched
it has
that.
Mickey's Christmas Carol in it, so that's cool.
Yeah, that one too.
No, that's your
Yeah,
favorite too.
good.
My favorite is
Mickey's.
no, it's a Muppets Christmas Carol.
You
But
like
Mickey's
any
Christmas-
rendering of a Christmas
Yes, but Mickey's Christmas Carol is close second. But I really love the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Anything Muppet he loves.
Yep. But let us know what your favorite Disney Christmas movie or special is. We'd love to hear from you. We'll read that on the next podcast. We're working on a podcast all about the history of the Tower of Terror. If you guys have any special memories or stories about the Tower of Terror, let us know. Again, hit us up on our website. You actually see on the right-hand side, you could leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
And we'll play it on that podcast, or you could email us or send us a tweet with your favorite memory about Tower of Terror. We'd love to include that. That'll probably come out beginning of next year. But we have in the works for the rest of this year, like I said,
Disney
the best.
discussion deep dive.
Yep, that's what we're going to call it, maybe. We'll see. But working for this year, we're going to have the best of Disney in 2018. So we'll review everything that Disney did this year. And then we'll have what's coming up next year in 2019. There's also been a lot of Disney news come out since we've last met. So we'll probably do an all news episode.
Yeah.
Lots of cool Star Wars news. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. Be sure to tell your family and friends about us. Share us around the holiday season. Say, hey, I know you love Disney. Have you listened to this Disney podcast, Disney Discussions? It's awesome. And be sure to rate us and review us.
Sounded like Ned Forrester from Dude Perfect.
It's awesome.
All right.
Oh, Chuck
Thanks for listening. See you real soon.
Aloha.
Be greedy and buy yourself merchandise.